Welcome back to Madrid Pulse, your home for all the biggest Real Madrid stories, and today, we've got a big one. Rodrygo has made his feelings crystal clear about his future with Los Blancos, and the arrival of Xabi Alonso might just be the key to unlocking a whole new chapter for the Brazilian star. Stick around, Madridistas, you won't want to miss this. The winds of change are blowing through Valdebebas as Xabi Alonso takes his first steps as the new head coach of Real Madrid. The former midfield maestro, who once orchestrated the rhythm of Los Blancos from the center of the pitch, has now returned to the club, this time with a different mission. His arrival marks the beginning of a new era, one filled with hope, ambition, and renewed energy. And while many players are still away on international duty, a few key names have already started working under the watchful eye of the Tolosa-born manager. One of those players is none other than Rodrygo, whose situation at the club has been a hot topic in recent months. Rodrygo's name has been frequently mentioned in the transfer rumor mill, with reports linking him to a possible move away from the Spanish capital. The speculation intensified as Real Madrid continues to build a squad packed with world-class attacking talent. But despite the constant buzz, the Brazilian winger has made his position crystal clear. Rodrygo has no intention of leaving Real Madrid. In fact, he seems more determined than ever to cement his place in the squad, especially now that Xabi Alonso has arrived. In his first training sessions under Alonso, Rodrygo has shown a level of enthusiasm and commitment that speaks volumes. The doubts that once surrounded his future appear to have been swept away, replaced by a sense of optimism and motivation. After experiencing Alonso's training firsthand, Rodrygo shared a simple but powerful message on his X account: happy. That one word says everything Real Madrid fans need to hear. Rodrygo's contentment is not just about staying at the club. It's about the new possibilities that Alonso's tactical approach may offer him. Xabi Alonso is known for his sharp tactical mind, his ability to adapt systems to maximize the strengths of his players, and his deep understanding of the game. For a player like Rodrygo, who thrives on space, movement, and intelligent combinations, Alonso's philosophy could be exactly what he needs to take his game to the next level. Even though the summer transfer window has only just opened, both the club and the player appear to be fully aligned. Real Madrid wants Rodrygo to stay, and the Brazilian wants to remain part of this project. His contract, which runs until June 30, 2028, is a clear indication of the club's long-term commitment to him. Add to that the staggering $1 billion release clause, and it's obvious how highly Real Madrid values Rodrygo's talents. At just 24 years old, Rodrygo still has so much room for growth. Over the past few seasons, he has delivered some unforgettable performances in the biggest moments. His heroics in the Champions League, particularly his goals against Manchester City and Chelsea, are etched in the memories of Madridistas worldwide. Yet, despite those flashes of brilliance, consistency has sometimes been a challenge. Under Xabi Alonso's guidance, there's a real belief that Rodrygo can achieve the level of consistency that will make him indispensable. For Xabi Alonso, having Rodrygo fully committed is a huge advantage as he begins to shape his team. The new coach faces the task of blending youth and experience, managing a squad filled with stars while also giving opportunities to emerging talents. Rodrygo sits perfectly at that intersection, young enough to keep improving, yet experienced enough to handle the pressures of playing for Real Madrid. Moreover, Alonso's tactical flexibility could see Rodrygo being used in multiple roles. Whether deployed on the right wing as a second striker or even in a more central attacking role, Rodrygo has the versatility to adapt. This adaptability could become one of Alonso's greatest assets as he navigates the demands of La Liga, the Champions League, and other competitions. And for Rodrygo, these new tactical possibilities present the perfect stage to showcase his full range of abilities. The Brazilian's happiness also reflects the strong atmosphere within the club at the moment. Real Madrid is not just building a team, they are creating a project designed for long-term success. With talents like Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Eduardo Camavinga, Federico Valverde, and now Kylian Mbappé joining the ranks, Los Blancos are positioning themselves for dominance both domestically and in Europe. Rodrygo wants to be part of that story. He wants to write new chapters filled with trophies, memorable goals, and historic nights at the Santiago Bernabeu. For the fans, seeing Rodrigo fully motivated and eager to work under Alonso is a source of great excitement. Madridistas know what he's capable of when he's at his best. The quick feet, the fearless dribbling, the clinical finishing. And now, with Alonso bringing fresh ideas and a winning mentality, the hope is that Rodrigo will blossom even further. The season ahead promises to be one of the most intriguing in recent Real Madrid history. With a new coach, a highly competitive squad, and the hunger to add more silverware to the club's legendary trophy cabinet, the stage is perfectly set. And at the heart of it all, Rodrygo stands ready to embrace the challenge, to fight for his place, and to continue living his dream in the famous white shirt. For now, his message remains simple but powerful. He is happy. And when a player is happy at Real Madrid, magical things tend to happen.
Jesus Fortea's horizon is brightening. It's beginning to do so. It was never cloudy, because the player's desire has always been and remains to remain in the whites, to extend the contract that binds him to the club until 2026. But the meeting, that first contact, hadn't taken place until now. In recent days, there has been a rapprochement between the whites and the 18-year-old right-back. The goal is to lay the groundwork for a renewal that now is in the making. There's optimism between both parties, as The Athletic reported, and AS has been able to confirm, because the situation has changed in a short time, with words, but also with actions, or with plans, with Xabi Alonso's specifically. The Tolosara, as this newspaper reported, has in mind to count on Albal's player for the Club World Cup. He intends to take Fortea to the United States to test the positive reports he's received about the youth player. A situation identical to that experienced by Jesus last season, where after nearly being called up in November, he didn't count again for Ancelotti, not for Raul. And this links to another factor, Álvaro Arbeloa's promotion to Castilla. Always one of Jesus's greatest supporters at La Fábrica, he was instrumental, even as a match to activate the mechanisms for his signing from Atleti in 2022. That arrival broke the famous pact. Under the coach's wing, he already excelled last season in the under-19 and has been a dagger rather than a fullback this time. In his previous renewal, in March 2024, a roadmap was already drawn up in which the first team's reserve team was scheduled for 2024-25. But the leap, after playing 6 games with the Team C and 31 with the under-19, 5 goals, will come later. That's the idea. A cocktail that boosts the good rapport of the initial phase of negotiations. Because of the feeling that this season will indeed be one of progress. He will indeed begin to have importance at Castilla. And they understand that he will indeed be considered as an option at certain times with the senior players, such as those experienced with Carvajal's injury and the doubts surrounding Lucas. Connecting vessels, the jump to the reserve team and the growth of his stripes for the first team. Confidence, after having gone through difficult months, is the best balm to calm the existing rumblings and to reduce the calls coming in from abroad. Because Fortea's standby has led to quite a few clubs knocking on his door, for some time now. From Spain and abroad, all from the top 5 leagues. First-team players, moreover, aware that the only way to convince a talent like the fullback to leave Madrid is with an attractive project. However, Fortea's mind is only blank, because it's his dream. It was, and still is. He already had other, much more powerful financial options when he was one of Atletico de Madrid's great jewels. Manchester City and Bayern Munich had superior offers to Real Madrid's, but the youngster only saw one option to leave the Atletico Academy. I was clear that I would only leave Atletico if it was for Madrid, those close to him assured. And so it was. Because of the Madrid fanaticism of Jesus, who signed his last contract with Levante wearing a Real Madrid shirt, the same one his idol Cristiano Ronaldo wore, the same one he yearns to wear at some point at the Bernabeu. Once the renewal is sealed, he'll be even closer.